Okay, thank you very much. Wow.
How dare you?
Oh my God.
Are y'all going to the movie?
Uh-huh.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
Oh my God.
It's running out. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you, baby.
All right. Now, is my audio coming in clearly with the audience and everything like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, fantastic. What a day, man. What a day. Well, how was your weekend?
Well, I want to wish everybody a happy Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for joining us on Innervision FM. Like, subscribe, make a comment on the proper box that's put forth for us on any platform that we're
Yes.
broadcasting on. I'll tell you what, it was a jam-packed weekend. We had a seminar that we were supposed to hit, and my roommates went, and it was dealing with global healing and all kinds of neat Christian speak for getting together with a bunch of folks and learning how to talk with folks and maybe impart the love of Jesus Christ through healing. I had a migraine, so I didn't get to go for Friday and Saturday, but I'll tell you, I hit yesterday, and I kind of take those healing things with a grain of salt, Johnny. I got to be honest. I go up there and I says, well, God's good and he can heal. And, but that one thing comes up every so often, did the miracles stop when the apostles left the planet? Did the miracles stop when Jesus' ministry was finished and the apostles, like I say, founded the church and they went ahead and they left the planet? Some folks really do believe that it was dispensational, that there was a certain time and there was a certain place for those, and that time and place has passed you by. And I'll tell you, Johnny, I can only talk to you from my experience.
Right.
I went up there, I got prayed for, and I told him about my migraine, and it was coming back. It was starting to go full force like it was doing the last 2 days beforehand. And God prayed, in the name of Jesus, and the thing was gone. I'm not talking like it was gone. So all I can say is God is good. That's all I can open with. If you haven't met the Lord Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior and have chosen to, pursue a relationship with him, that's what he wants. He doesn't want our religion. He doesn't want our belief structures. He sure smashed mine. I'll tell you that right now. How was your weekend?
Well, my weekend, I went to my caucus or meeting, and I got nominated, and I won
Hey, all
a
right.
position. So I'm now going to be running for the Colorado House District 5 here in Denver, not the Colorado Springs one, because I know there's a District 5 up there in Colorado Springs, but no, in the area where I'm at, it's kind of like an urban, a lot of ethnicities, people from Somali and other African countries, and maybe even like
Very.
a lot of few Hispanics and stuff. and I may be running against this guy named Alex Valdez, and he has a solar power company. So he's into the solar power kind of thing. And so I was just looking at my potential opponent, some videos, because the job goes for 2 years, and man, he's been able to win these other people over very easily. He got about 10. They knocked on 10,000 doors, raised money that way, and got about 37,000 votes.
Wow.
And the Republican that lost against him only had 19,000 votes.
I saw that email. And I think the main thing is to get involved at the local, get involved at the state, and get involved at the federal level. And it doesn't matter what you're getting involved in, just get involved. It's no longer a spectator sport where we can sit back and, kind of watch our country go the way that it's going without us having the opportunity to get involved in the animated contest of liberty. That animating contest of liberty was really kicked off in 1776, and it's never stopped. If we want our freedom and if we want our liberty, that's how we do it. The local, state, and at the federal levels. So I congratulate you, Johnny, in stepping up to the plate and getting up there.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. And so I already got my website, which is not up and going yet. Got to put a picture up there and then what I stand for. So I was just looking at what some of the people said, and then I have to look at what is happening in my area. And we know like food, gas prices, the education, and we know that those things are on the forefront. And of course, they're going to try to wind us back into did Trump win or lose? And okay, he lost here in Denver, but how many dead people will be allowed to vote in the next upcoming election? What is too many dead people voting? One,
I think
two,
that's
three?
really the main thing is understanding that, okay, all right, 2020 happened, fine. Whatever your belief structure is on what happened, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, how many dead people are going to vote in 2022? How many dead people are going to vote in 2024?
And I'm almost kind of see like, did my mom vote? I mean, she died in June of 2018, and if she's voted, I'm going to be madder than a hornet. But of course, Miss Griswold has been trying to hold back that information from we the people, and also this company called Eric, which is in their contract that says that we the people cannot look at it. So we need to get out of that. Stop paying them for something we don't have access to. So they have access to our money, but they don't want us to have access to the truth.
It's an interesting thing that I was looking at. I was thinking about all this stuff today, our illustrious president, basically putting essentially a hit out on the American people when he tells his Justice Department to go after folks that question their school board officials and that kind of thing. And his speech when he was talking about the vacation package, and he says, well, I think everybody knows what I'm talking about when I talk about the vacation package. He says, no, we got this new vacation package, and you guys all have to get it. And guess what? I'm losing my patience with you guys. I just, man, I tell you.
And the Dr. F has risen from the dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
Somebody said, the guy said, are you planning on retiring? He said, no, I want a little bit more control over the people. And so I'm not going to give up that control, even though I have enough money to go here and back to Mars. I love the control down here. So people get ready. The train may be taking off again down the the crazy train. Which,
That's right.
I don't have that song, but
How dare you?
yeah, I know.
I wish I had my guitar down here. I'd play a couple of bars.
So anyway, so it's my website is Johnny J for Colorado House District 5. I know it's kind of long, and the email is about the same as Johnny at I think it's just Colorado House District 5. I think it is. But anyway,
We'll keep you updated on that.
when I send out the announcements, it's in there, and then I put it within well, at least the website. I put that up there, so it'll be up and going. I just want to type up some good stuff, put some pictures in there, and do some walking around the neighborhood, and maybe I'll put some of those pictures up there as well. But
That'll
anyway,
be awesome. So stay tuned. We'll keep you apprised on all that. We got a lot of fun topics for you tonight. We've got Hunter Biden's laptop. I guess that's real nowadays. I don't know what's changed over the last few, but we've got Tony Bobolinsky. It sounds like
yeah.
that name sounds like a college guy that maybe has had too many beers. Bobolinsky. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm bobbing my head up and down for those that don't have visual acuity.
Hey, and also we're gonna entitle the show Bill Gates wants you to live with less. Will you? And most of these questions have something to do with Bill Gates being a billionaire, and he says, "Oh, you guys can live with less. Look at me. Oh, well, what's for you is not for thee." So, okay. So, when was the first time you guys ever heard of this Hunter Biden's laptop? Now,
You can leave your
yeah,
comments down below, of course. Don't forget to hit us up on the voice line as well, 720-324-7278. That's 720-324-7278. Leave your voice comment there, as well as, like I said, leave any comment that you might have at the bottom there.
and hit the subscribe and the share, and we're up to, I think we're up to 590 something people, either 581 or 590 some subscribers. So hey, keep it coming, and keep that feedback. And it might take us like 24 hours to get back with you, but remember, we're blind guys, so we're not necessarily seeing the stuff written down on Facebook and YouTube and D Live and Twitter and all that kind of stuff. So it'll take us a little while. So be patient with us. And you got our email address, so you might want to email us at info@Innervision.fm. So okay, do you remember Tony Bobolinsky? And he had an interview with Tucker Carlson on Fox, and I think that video may still be on YouTube. And he was a business partner with Hunter Biden, and
Right.
he had to pull out of this thing because he said it was getting a little bit too shady with the Bidens, and so he pulled out. And it was a very interesting interview. If you get a chance, go back and look that interview up with Tony Bobolinsky. I like that name. It kind of rolls
It's
on your
pretty
tongue.
close. Sounds like a mafia name, Hey, Tony Bobolinsky over there. Sorry about the real mafiosos out there. I don't mean to poke fun. Don't want to poke the bear.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't want to be sleeping with the fishes.
Oh yeah, and why is it the New York Times is talking about it now for the second time around, and
Right.
Why aren't these other news outlets, TV outlets, social media? It's probably not covering it that much, and I think you know what the answer is.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's really interesting because New York Times is definitely left leaning in its political views, and so there's probably a number of reasons why the media itself isn't pushing it as assiduously as they could be. I think perhaps the New York Times has decided that maybe they want to run with this, and all the rest of the left-wing media is sooner or later will fall into line over the next couple of days. We've got quite a few things. We got the Hunter Biden thing, which turns out to be real.
Yeah,
We've
and
we've got
it's not a Russian collusion as they kept
right.
lying to us, and they said, well, let it go. I mean, but they kept the Russian collusion, which was bought by Hillary Clinton, a false dossier that was produced by this guy, this English guy, and they went with that for 4 years, and they're still bringing up that crazy stuff. And
Yeah, it's interesting that Christopher Steele is even relevant with regard to the dossier anymore. It being debunked and that kind of thing. So I don't know. We don't know where to turn, what to believe, what to think.
yeah,
Our Lord Jesus Christ, though, is really the unchanging constant in this wacky universe we find ourselves in.
and there was a
So,
time when the people were coming out, 5,000 men and women, and he says, "Hey, sit them down," and he fed them fish sandwiches. Now, not the kind of fish sandwiches that we have today. This was
right?
probably a lot, cleaner, not so much metal or plastic
Exactly,
inside
exactly.
the gut. But I was going to ask you, have you ever been in a food line or gas line? They were showing this on Fox News about people were in the food lines and gas lines and saying, this gas is crazy, and it probably was like younger people who don't remember back when Jimmy Carter, and we you could go on even on odd days. If you had even license plates, you can go on this day to get some gas, odd license plates, and they do the same thing in California as far as like the water rationing. It's like, if your house is this even number or that odd number. But yeah, the food lines, which used to be in the Depression days, yes, it is coming back, and this bandito Brandon is making sure that your stomach is growling a little bit more at night when you go to bed and tuck your kids in. But he doesn't care because he got his.
That's right. That's right. So food lines, I personally, the only food lines that I've really been in would be those homeless people soup kitchens. I've had a sordid life, and it's been up and down. And there's been a couple of down times where certainly I've had to stand in line. And I've also worked those soup kitchens as well as a volunteer. And so I was able to hobnob with those that stood in line and offer words of encouragement as well as a little bit of meal.
And we have a place over here on 8th and Le Pen, and it's called Father Woody, and he provides showers. Mrs. K, she does a fantastic lunch for people, and
Right.
they'll get you your ID, because I know the Democrats are big on saying that minorities and other people are too stupid to get the IDs and don't have access to that. But here, they get them dental help and even acupuncture and different various things of that sort. So
Interesting.
Father Woody's really put his foot forward, and it's just not a church just for the members, but a church for the ones that are not members as well. And like I just like to give a shout out to Mrs. K, who I would come in there and she would fix up some very fantastic vegetarian meals for me. Oh, and speaking of vegetarian meals,
Right.
have you guys ever thought about, like, I know this lady named Gina, we may have her on a show. She knows how to do indoor gardening where you can, grow either potatoes, cucumbers, zucchini, ginger, broccoli, but you could do it inside. And we may have her on the show. Leave your comments if you want to see her on the show. Hey, we could make that happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
And
speaking
I'll
of,
tell you,
go
that's a
ahead.
really interesting thing. Do you know how to grow your own food? And I know how to hunt. Well, actually, I can't hunt. I'm a blind guy, but I do know how to dress the animal out after it's been killed. I do know how to take care of the thing. But we are going to a place where, we may all have to, as a society, look at what's going to be most efficient. And a vegetarian lifestyle, like it or not, especially in my case, I'm a meat eater. So like it or not, it's going to end up being cheaper in the long run to go ahead and grow your own vegetables. So do you know how to grow your own fruits, your vegetables, this kind of thing? Do you know what sort of environmentally friendly pesticides are able to be used, which are not chemicals and not going to be harmful to you when you ingest your grown cucumbers and whatnot?
Definitely. And and this week I just started today. It's 72 and then 4, and what that is if you know of Chris James on a healthy alternative, it's water fasting, 72 hours, and then eating 4 days, and I'm jumping in there. My blood pressure's been up a little bit high, and when I was at the weight of 179, blood pressure was perfect. So I'm hovering over like a little bit over like 200, 201, whatever. So I'm just gonna do this for a while. They say like you could do it like 30, 40 days. You'll see what it's saying. So I gotta have my wife measure me because it says it takes off inches and all that kind of stuff. So pray for me that I could be as strong as Jesus when he did his 40-day and 40
Absolutely.
nights fast.
Absolutely.
Now I'm not going to be as intense as that, but 3 days is 3 days, and the day has been pretty good. It's almost over, and been drinking that water and vitamin C powder with buffered, which gets the system moving, clean out the system. So anyway, now, would you rather be forced to be a vegan or slowly move into it? Because that's what Bill Gates, he says, that's what he says. You guys may have to stop eating meat, and it looks like a little bit of force going on there. At the prices are so high that you can't afford it.
Well, it's an interesting thing that you bring up Bill Gates yet again. I met Bill Gates back in 1984. He went up to my mom and my stepdad's condo in Vail, and he saw my very first Apple IIe. I don't know if you remember those, but it was I think it was a 64-bit machine. Boy, it was a whiz-bang computer. It was expandable. You could put in more memory and, expand the motherboard a little bit. But the Apple IIe was one of the first computers to really have some really good speech technology. So he came over, he wanted to see that. He gave us the very first copy of the DOS operating system, DOS 0.001. And we installed it on the Apple, crashed it, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But it is interesting because Bill Gates now is into vegetarian stuff. I think he co-owns, or he may actually own this. I'm not even sure. I'm gonna have to do some work research wise on this, but there's a company called Beyond Beef that he was affiliated with, and this type of plant-based product was filled with different things like beet juice and things like this to simulate actual blood. So basically, when you cut into this slab of stuff, it would actually bleed.
And you gotta watch that, because they process it too much and too much salt and other things in it. So you really got to be careful. Hey, we got a commercial by Christian Brothers, and for a cliffhanger, if your dog or cat should come down with cancer, what does Bill Gates suggest that you do with their friendly, furry friends? And we'll talk about that when we come back after this word.
Let's hear from Christian Brothers Moving.
Takes care of you by taking care of your family's moving needs. Give them a call, 303-526-2630, and tell them that you heard about them on Innervision. Get the best moving experience you've ever had with Christian Brothers Moving Company. 303-526-2630. That's 303-526-2630. Christian Brothers is a proud underwriter of Innervision. Call them now, 303-526-2630.
Yes, that is. All right. And we thank you for sponsoring us for a whole year. And we're working on some other sponsorships. And hey, it's all good. Now, before, wait a minute. This is topic 4. Now, are you ready to get rid of your car and take the bike or train or bus to work? Now, these are suggestions of Bill Gates, a billionaire who could take his private plane, he could take his limousine, he could even take a trip into space.
Yeah,
if
any
he
old
wanted
day he
to.
wants.
Yes, but he wants you to sacrifice.
This is an interesting topic because I was viewing an article this morning about how they want to kind of do what they've been doing with the water rationing across the nation, where on odd or even days, cars with certain plate numbers would be able to drive. Most notably in big cities, they want to do away with driving on Sundays. So like, let's say you're in LA or something like this, there is legislation being pushed through right now to make it to where it'll be a car-free day. So on those Sundays, there will be no driving.
Yes, yes. Or the autonomy cars that they're electric. And what people don't understand, I know our governor wants to be like California, but in the mountainous areas, those batteries lose 30%, if not more, of the power in colder weather. So it's going to really limit four-wheel driving in the mountains, and these guys don't care. And another thing they don't care about with these electric cars and whatever is where are you gonna, once the batteries are no longer good, where are you gonna, how many landfills is it gonna take to put these stuff in there? Because we can't just send it back to China. They're gonna say we don't want that.
Right, exactly.
They're gonna be
A
making
lot
it,
of
but
the
they don't want it.
a lot of the materials end up not even being recyclable.
Yeah.
So even if we were to get a recycling program up and running for the batteries and recycle every single last piece that we possibly could, there's still going to be a large amount of the batteries that will not be recyclable. Couple this with the fact that if there should ever be a fire, or if something were to happen to where toxic fumes were to be released because of these batteries, you've got that added stress on there. Fires themselves take hours and hours and hours to put out on the Teslas and that kind of thing when it comes to the battery compartments.
Yeah.
I've heard something crazy. It takes like 200 and something gallons of water to even cool a battery down enough to even get it removed.
Did Greta come out in 2017 and say that the world's going to end in 12 years?
Right. Yes.
Okay. So now I hear the plan is like in 10 years, they said we're going to delete all fossil fuels, oil, but they say these silly things, but right now, in order to power these windmills and electric cars, we need fossil and we need coal to do that. And unless they can figure out another way, that's the best way. But they're trying to delete it all.
Well, one thing that people are truly forgetting is the materials that go into the making of these electric vehicles. A lot of them come from fossil fuels, like the plastics, for instance,
Yeah.
that do the molding for the vehicles. The artificial rubber that they use for the floor mats, let's just say. I mean, my gosh, you still need the fossil fuel industry to work hand in hand with this green new deal if ever it is even to succeed.
Oh, and before I go over here, if Donna or Wendy is looking at the show, let's give a shout out to you. And then Grant, who gave me a ride to the event this weekend, give a shout out to those guys too. Yeah, and then this is the ultimate. Okay, so you have your pet, your dog, cat. They're part of the family, and
Yeah.
because we sometimes we feed them some junky stuff, they tend to get the same kind of diseases we tend to have. So your dog cat comes down with cancer. Well, the compassionate Bill Gates, he says, don't pay for chemo for your dog, just put him down, or your cat. And what a guy! I mean, after they're trying to pass the full abortion, killing of live babies after they're born, what a guy! Here in Colorado, they're trying to pass that in Congress, in our capital downtown, the full birth abortion. So these guys, they just have the biggest heart. And for you dog lovers and cat lovers who are Democrats, when you vote for them, this is what you're voting for, because they don't care about you. All they care about is power and money, and that's it.
That's about the size of it. That's about the size of it. Now, as far as being in a place where you cannot take care of an unforeseen circumstance, such as your pet getting cancer or something like that, why, I don't know. I mean, people do it all the time. They're faced with the difficult choice of, do I send my furry friend across the Rainbow Bridge because I can't pay for it? Or do I put myself in debt and my furry friend still goes across the Rainbow Bridge?
But it should be your choice. Like
Well,
they
that's
always
the
say,
thing,
my
Johnny.
choice,
You're
my
absolutely
body.
right.
And,
Yes.
But when it comes down to your pets, being a vegan or not, or is their choice, no choice.
That's right. That's right. It shouldn't be a mandate. Well, if you can't take care of your pet's got something, let's get rid of him. Or, meat's too expensive, so let's all go vegan. Or,
Yes.
we got to go green because we don't want to kill the environment, but we still need the plastic stuff that comes from fossil fuels. But don't look over there. Never mind the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Now, our last topic is the Denver Broncos. And whenever you get the Denver Broncos out there,
Right.
Colorado, a lot of them worship the Broncos. And it's another nonprofit. They had a gun buyback this weekend. 181 weapons, and they said 100 automatics they collected at this buyback. But people don't get too carried away with this, because remember Venezuela, and when the government convinced them to give up all their guns, and only the army had the guns.
Yeah.
And we can go back a little bit further in history when the Klan was running rampant, the Democrats wearing sheets and they had the guns, and it was illegal for blacks to have a gun, and that was part of the reason that the NRA got started, so blacks can protect themselves from these renegades, Democrat renegades, who wore white sheets and were a part of the Confederate part of the army, who just wanted to terrorize people who were defenseless against them. So, okay, you can have fun with it, make a little money. This old grandfather gun from World War II. You don't know what to do with it, and you sell it back to the Broncos. But be leery of this taking the guns from the people, because we may be going down a slippery slope there.
But one thing that is interesting that is not part of the topics list is the fact that the stuff that the aid bill that is going over to the Ukrainian people and this kind of thing, there's two pieces here. There's one, we're helping to arm Ukrainian civilians and military, of course, to to take care of their own things and protect their own stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas we are, in essence, putting riders, which are little things that you can tack into a bill. So when you send foreign aid over, you can tack something like, "Oh, we want gun control here," and that's exactly what they've done. Is they've gone ahead and they've tacked some stuff into the most recent Ukraine bills. It's interesting stuff. It's all readable on the WhiteHouse.gov website. Neat little stuff. You should go check it out. That's why it's so important to get involved at the local, at the state, and at the federal level. If ever you like the current policies that are put forward, jump in there and make sure that your voice is known. And boy, by golly, if you're not so sure about these things and you would like to see change, why, now's your chance. There's no better time than right now to get into the animated contest of liberty and just grab that bull by the horns. This is America.
Yep. Well, want to get that email address again? This is a new one. So it's Johnny with the IE at Johnnie J for Colorado House District 5.com. I know it's a long one. Also, my book is still out there, 6 J's of Blindness. Man, wait until they get a hold of that one. They have some fun with that one. So vote, get ready to vote for me. Donations to our nonprofit, Innervision FM. That's paypal.me/Innervision Denver. We want you to share this and donate and support our nonprofit. And conservatives, we need you guys to run for local office. It's time to take off those sleep shades and get up. Oh, and then stream Dreamland Because I Can album. I moved up the release date to the 29th of April, which they're going to have the concert at Roxy Theater.
Oh, I saw that. Okay.
Yeah, in Denver. So hey, listen to InnervisionFM.com. And what can I say? I mean,
well, I could say we're going to have a fun summer, lots of packed concerts.
Ownership. Somebody's. Oh man. Somebody put an ownership. Oh man.
What's this?
I think I know why. Somebody put
What's
an
that?
ownership thing on my. Maybe because I played Beavis and Butthead. So.
Oh, you got a strike?
It looks like a monetary strike. So, and this is going to be a well-washed show tonight. But hey, never fear. We're going to have some other high-scene shows. But anyway, I guess it's time for us to
Head on out. Everybody have yourself a good evening. And we'll see you tomorrow.
All right. God bless you guys.